and go.
It was good on my end. It was good on my end. I'm Jacob. That's Scott. That's Mitch. Welcome back to the Untitled Chapter podcast, everybody. Wait, time for our week 6. Week 6.
Yeah, week 6.
Our week 6 college football picks. After the madness of week 5, we are on to week 6 now, and we will start off with the 6th ranked USC Trojans at home against the Washington State Cougars.
Oh, we're not doing shocker first this time. Changing it up.
Oh yeah, there's shockers. I keep forgetting about that. All right, Mitch, go with your shocker first.
All right. Well, my shocker this week, I just came off of getting my first one of the season last week, getting Wake Forest over Florida State. Sorry.
Fresno State lost to UConn.
Yeah, that was bad. But no, I picked Wake Forest over Fresno State. Got me 5.5, so that's a nice total. My shocker is going to be one of at least 2 of us this week, because I know that Sam is also taking this one. And that's Arkansas on the road against Mississippi State. Mississippi State just joined the rankings this week, going in at number 23. Arkansas coming off a loss to Alabama. Made it competitive for a period of time until Bama just eventually pulled away and just essentially blew them off the face of the earth. This one is a road game. Mississippi State is at home for this one and is, I believe, like an 8-point line. So,
I just had it. It is a 8-point line exactly.
All right. But yeah, I mean, I like Arkansas's chances in this one. I'm not the biggest Mississippi State fan. I mean, they're a decent team, but I don't think they're really all that, they're not what everyone makes them seem to be. They have a good QB, and that's really all they have. I like Arkansas's team. I think they're a well-rounded team. They got a good quarterback. They got a nice receiving core, and they have a okay defense. I really like this Arkansas squad. I think they'll come in and surprise the Bulldogs and get an upset.
Interesting. And mine, Rock, Chalk, Jayhawk, disrespected. Number 19, Kansas at home is a 7-point home underdog to TCU. Give me them Jayhawks and the points in that 7-point spread. They are going to upset TCU and set their foot down as best Big 12 team.
Yeah, big week for Kansas as College Game Day is making its way to Lawrence, Kansas for the first time ever for college football. Go figure. First time
they saw they were playing TCU. We gotta go.
I mean, TCU is undefeated too, and now they're ranked too, so I mean, why not?
And you gotta listen. Like, right? Like, Sam was like, oh, great, I get to TCU Kansas. I'm like, that's gonna be a and look at it now. Alright, but now since you have had Calvin's, we don't have Calvin's yet, so that will be a go. But we will start with our actual picks this week. We need to get right into it. We don't have a lot of time, so sorry for everybody.
Cheapest tickets of the week.
Cheapest tickets will be missed this week. But
there's not really many cheap tickets to begin with anyway.
just go to Northwestern game. All you gotta do is go to a Northwestern game.
Yep.
So we have USC versus Washington State. USC is 87.4% chance to win. USC 13-point spread, and the over/under is 6. Mitch, take this away. I gotta take a phone call real quick.
All right. Yeah, this Washington State team has really impressed me so far to start off the year. Their only loss came in a very close loss at home to the Oregon Ducks, losing that one 44-41. Of course, the interim head coach for Washington State being a new guy this year, like Jake Rolovich or whatever it was. I can't remember his name. Jake something, I think. But this Washington State team, honestly, pretty solid squad. They've really impressed me so far. But that still doesn't change how high still I am on USC. That offense looks absolutely insane. The defense is is all over the place. Sometimes they create 30 billion turnovers. Sometimes they just don't play defense at all and let someone score 30 points on them. So it really depends what defense you get for USC, because we've seen two completely different versions of them. But I still like the Trojans to win this one, especially at the Coliseum. I give the Trojans the edge.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm a little less impressed with USC after the past 2 weeks. Granted, they won both of them, which is huge, but I'm still higher on them. I'm still not too low on them to where I would pick Washington State to win on the road. So yeah, give me USC in that one. And now we move on to the SEC. We've got the 13th ranked Kentucky Wildcats looking for a bounce back against South Carolina. Kentucky is a 76% chance to win. Kentucky is a 10.5-point favorite. The over-under is 49. Give me Kentucky all day. Yeah, give me Kentucky all day. I'm not the biggest fan or biggest believer of this Kentucky team, but I'm also not a big fan or a big believer of this South Carolina team anymore. South Carolina, Spencer Rattler has still thrown 3 more interceptions than he has touchdowns this season.
Oh, my.
Spencer Rattler has thrown 4 touchdowns and 7 interceptions this season. The running back has scored 6 touchdowns, but again, they got to play a couple bad teams. So yeah, give me Kentucky in this one. Spencer Rattler fell off the hype train very quickly, and unlike DJ Uiagalelei, he is not reviving his career.
Yeah, obviously not a good start for him. By the way, Sam did take the Trojans to beat Washington State, and he is also taking the Kentucky Wildcats. We don't have Calvin's picks, but I do have Sam, so I'll fill it in as we go. But this game, Spencer Rattler not played very well. Obviously, has not played very well. Has not, like you said. What's his name? DJ Uyunglele having a resurgent year with Clemson, looking like the guy he was supposed to be, and not the same case for Rattler at Kroger Field. Kentucky's going to win this one pretty easy.
Exactly. Now we move on to the Big 12, where the 7th-ranked Oklahoma State Cowboys played the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Oklahoma State is a 77.1% chance to win, according to FPI. Oklahoma State is a 9.5-point favorite in the spread. Expecting a lot of points in this game, with the over-under being set to 70.
Don't disagree.
It's true. They've been averaging like 30 points each. What are their averages? Yeah, Texas Tech is 35 points per game average. Oklahoma State's 47.8 points per game average. To be fair, scoring 60 against Arkansas Pine Bluff really helps. Really helps that average a little bit.
Just a tiny bit.
Who you got in this one?
Well, like you said, this is definitely going to be a shootout. Big game in Stillwater. Oklahoma State trying to stay undefeated. I think Texas Tech is going to give the Cowboys maybe a tiny bit of run for their money. They've been pretty solid this year, but I still think Oklahoma State's going to come out to win in the end. I think it'll be a little bit closer than Cowboys fans would like it to be, though. And as what Sam is going to, he has Oklahoma State.
I'm going to take the Cowboys, too. I think Texas Tech can make it fun, but I think Oklahoma State's a better team. Moving on to the SEC, where we have Auburn on the road against number 2 Georgia. Georgia not looking as great the past couple weeks, but they do get to play Auburn, who I guess is technically better than Missouri. Anyway, Georgia's a 93.9% chance to win the game. Georgia is a 29.5-point favorite. The over-under is 49. Despite the past couple weeks, they are not doing anything with Georgia. They are keeping Georgia really high, and I can't help but agree with them. I think they're going to have a bounce-back game. I think they're going to be very, very upset, very angry, and they're just going to kind of lash out on Auburn. They've always kind of kicked Auburn in the butt a couple times, but I just feel like this game, especially coming off of what happened against Missouri, they kind of got to prove, hey, that was a fluke. So I think they come out guns blazing and win this game in a bounce back.
Yeah, that's where Sam's going as well. He has the Georgia Bulldogs with the win. And yeah, this is clearly the team to pick this week.
I would hope this is where everybody's going.
Yeah, I mean this Auburn team there's multiple reasons to pick Georgia. First of all, they've been not great the past 2 weeks, which would obviously that's not a good look. They obviously would be more than motivated to play better. Also, this is a huge rival for the Georgia Bulldogs. Big time rivalry, so That alone is going to get Georgia excited. And I mean, Auburn's not a good team. I mean, they really are not good this season. So, and Georgia is a outstanding team. So match that together, that's not a good situation if you're the Auburn Tigers with a bad head coach who will probably be fired by the end of the season, Brian Harsin.
I'm surprised
So
he hasn't been tired.
no, he's not going to last much longer. The only reason he did last is because Missouri blew their chance to beat Auburn in overtime.
Auburn boosters absolutely do not like him. Anyway, we
Nobody
move on
likes
to a
him.
game that might be even bigger of a slaughter. No, probably not, but still probably not a great game. You've got the fifth ranked Clemson Tigers going on the road to play the Boston College Eagles. Clemson's a 93.7% chance to win. Clemson's a 20.5-point favorite. The over/under is set to 48.5. Yeah, Clemson wins. I don't care if they're coming off 2 back-to-back games, and Boston College has got to win against Louisville. Boston College sucks. Give me Clemson.
Yeah, that's where Clemson. That's where Sam is going to. He is also taking Clemson. It's disgusting the fact that Clemson gets 3 straight weeks of prime time. I mean, really, do they really need 3 straight weeks of
Yeah,
prime time games?
this game should not be a primetime game.
No,
How is UCLA Utah not the primetime game? I think it's just because Fox wanted it, and
very
ESPN was probably
likely.
just ESPN was just stuck with it.
Still, even with the games that ESPN had, wouldn't Tennessee at LSU be a way better game?
That is true.
I mean, seriously, why this? But yeah, I'm obviously taking Clemson. This is not a good Boston College team. They lost at home to Rutgers. They're not a good team. I mean, it's a road game, so maybe that'll make it a little more interesting. But no, it's gonna be a blowout. Give me Clemson big in this one.
Fair enough. And now we move on to the fourth-ranked Michigan Wolverines on the road against Indiana. Michigan's a 91.9% chance to win. Michigan 22-point favorite. Over/under is 59. My only bet on this game is that they don't cover that 22, because for some reason Indiana loves to make it close when we play in Bloomington. So I don't think they cover the 22 points. I do think we win though. I do think we win pretty handily, but I don't think we score more than 20. I don't think we beat them by more than 22. That's 3 touchdowns.
That's where Sam's going as well. He has the Wolverines. Obviously, you obviously know I would never pick against the Michigan Wolverines. I'm going to pick them pretty much in every situation, if not every situation. But Michigan always seems to have some sort of an issue with the Hoosiers. Indiana always seems to give Michigan fits whenever they play them, whether that's in Ann Arbor or at Bloomington. They just always seem to make it close and give Michigan a problem. This Indiana team, honestly, is not a terrible team this year either. I saw their game against Illinois, and their defense looked good. So, I mean, this Indiana team, I think, is not as bad as people make it out to be. Certainly not good, but it's not nearly as bad as people make it seem. And if Michigan is looking ahead to Penn State, they're going to be in trouble. So, Wolverines got to be on their toes, being on the road. This is big time. This is a big time trap game for Michigan, but I still think they'll pull it out.
Fair enough. And now you've got the 13th ranked, or 12th now, or 12th ranked Oregon Ducks going on the road to Tucson to take on the Arizona Wildcats. Oregon's a 78.2% chance to win. I actually debated going to this game. Oregon's a 13-point favorite in the spread. They expect a lot of scoring at 70.5 over/under. Hey, UVA can put up some points.
But not Oregon.
Yeah. Whoa! Last game Oregon played, besides this week, they scored 44 points. Arizona can put up some points. I think Arizona can make it close. Actually, no, I don't think. I think either Oregon blows out Arizona or Arizona blows out Oregon in a shocking upset. It's one of the. I don't think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to go one way or the other. I'll take Oregon. Do I be over? I'll take Oregon for the safety, but I do think Arizona has a good chance to win this game, just because I feel like it could be one of those games that Oregon's overlooking, especially considering after this they go on a bye week before taking on UCLA.
Yeah, that'll be a big game for the Oregon Ducks. And Sam is also taking Oregon in this one, knocking off the Arizona Wildcats. Watch Calvin probably take Arizona. I would not be surprised.
I love it.
Um,
That'd be hilarious.
well, yeah. But and for me, I depends on really how Bo Nix plays, what version of Bo Nix we get. I'm still taking Oregon. No, this Oregon team is obviously not good, and they go on the road, but I still think they'll pull out the close one in Tucson.
It's a good game though. I don't think it's gonna be like a 50-point win or anything. All
No,
right.
no.
Now we move on to Kansas State. 20th ranked Kansas State going on the road to Iowa State. Iowa State is a 55.3% chance to win. Kansas is a 2-point favorite. Kansas State's a 2-point favorite. The spread over under is 45. Give me the upset. Give me the Cyclones. Give me Deckers. What's his first name? Hunter Deckers. Give me Hunter Deckers. This Iowa State team has played some close games and lost them. I can't trust Adrian Martinez on a consistent basis. I think he has another game like he had when he played Tulane. Give me the Cyclones and a shocker.
That's not where Sam is going. He has Kansas State winning this one.
Figured I'd diverge.
Maybe a tiny bit of bias after having Kansas State, Texas Tech last week.
I figured I'd diverge from because I knew somebody was going to pick Kansas State. Be safe.
Yeah, this is really where I say this is a 50-50 game. Iowa State infamous for getting big wins in Ames, knocking off knocking off ranked teams. Kansas a 2-point favorite, like you said in this game. I think it's like I said, I think it's a 50-50. I think this is anybody's game. It's going to be dependent on how Deuce Vaughn and Adrian Martinez play for Kansas State. I am not an Adrian Martinez fan, as most of you probably know. So I'm going to go risky. I'm going to take Iowa State to get the close upset in Ames.
Oh my gosh, Zion Williamson's playing tonight. Oh my gosh, we haven't seen him since the May 4th of 2021. Okay, back to football. I got basketball on my side. I'm so happy. Anyway, we've got basically the battle for first place in the Coastal at this rate. North Carolina on the road taking on Miami. Miami's a 67.2% chance to win. Miami's 4-point spread. Favorite over-under is 66. Come on, man. Come on. Tyler Van Dyke, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Drake May, 19 touchdowns to 1 interception. Give me the better offense. Miami's going to struggle to score points. Miami's going to struggle to put up points. I would maybe fade Miami because they're at home, or favor Miami because they're at home. Miami does not have any home field advantage. They're almost worse than Chargers home field. The Chargers home field advantage. They just have nobody show up to their football games. And they lost to Middle Tennessee State at home. Give me the North Carolina Tar Heels. I think this is the best team in the Coastal, which isn't saying much about the Coastal, but I think this is the best team in the Coastal. So, give me the Tar Heels.
Yeah, Sam is going opposite. He has Miami, Florida, getting the win in Hard Rock Cafe, whatever it is. I think it's Hard Rock something.
I think it's Hard Rock Cafe or Field.
Yeah, it's something like that. Anyways, for me, I think this is another game that's really, I mean, there's a lot of these games really where it's kind of like a 50-50. It can go either way. Who really knows? This is going to be a big one for both teams. Miami, Florida. Obviously, they've had a lot of struggles with Tyler Van Dyke as he has not been playing well so far for the Hurricanes and has really struggled all season long. He was supposed to be an NFL prospect, and well, really, so far he's been a major league disappointment. And so, I mean, Miami just had his bye, so and it's still coming off that disappointing loss to Mid Tennessee State. I think this is a 50-50, but North Carolina is a high-scoring offense. It's going to be a shootout, and in the shootout, I always like North Carolina. So give me the Tar Heels in a shootout.
All right, and now we move to the Big Ten, where we've got the Iowa Hawkeyes taking on the Illinois Fighting Illini. Rank Illinois, you cowards. Anyway, Illinois is a 60.1% chance to win. Illinois is a 3.5-point favorite. Over/under is set at 35.5.
Oh,
Give me Illinois. Oh, give me Illinois. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about Illinois. Um, I don't trust Spencer Petras on the road. I think Illinois has a pretty good run game. I think Illinois is 4-1. They're not typically 4-1. They're fired up, and I think they're going to keep trying. They're going to keep desperately clawing away to win these games to get to a bowl game and farther. So give me the Fighting Illini in this one.
yeah. The only I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you what Sam's pick was. He has Iowa.
He's
Sam,
diverging from us the past 3 picks.
he very much has. So he has the Iowa Hawkeyes on the road, knocking off the Illini. I mean, a lot of these games are going to be 50-50. This is another one of them. This is going to be a defensive battle. And there's only one reason I'm taking the team that I am, and it's because they actually have a running game, and that's Illinois. Illinois has a very good running back. They have Chase Brown, who has been playing very well this season as their running back, and Tommy DeVito has been at least respectable at quarterback, which has certainly helped out Illinois, and their defense has also looked very good. And the only way Iowa's going to win a game this season, they're going to win games this year, is if they win it with their defense. I don't think that's going to happen in this game. I think Illinois will slip out with it's going to be a very low scoring game. It'll probably be like 13-3 or something like that. I'm expecting almost no scoring pretty much from these two teams. But give me Illinois in a low scoring affair.
Give me a 20-16 the final score, and Iowa gets those 16 from 8 safeties. 8 safeties. There we go. All right, we're staying in the Big Ten. We've got the Purdue Boilermakers coming off the upset of Minnesota, taking on the Maryland Terrapins on the road in SECU Stadium in College Park, Maryland. Maryland is a 67.9% chance to win. Maryland's a 3-point favorite in the spread. The over-under is 59.5. Give me the Terps. I like them. I think the Terps are a good team. I don't think they're a by far outstanding team, but I think they're a good team. So give me the Terrapins. Give me Merv. Give me the Turtles.
Give you them Turtles. All right. Well, Sam's back on the train with you, as he also has Maryland knocking off the Purdue Boilermakers at home. I think this game is totally dependent on how disciplined Purdue is. Because Purdue is a disciplined team. They're a really good team, and they have a chance of beating a lot of different teams, and I think they certainly will have a chance of beating Maryland if they actually stay disciplined throughout the entire game. However, that's the big difference. Will they actually stay disciplined the entire game and not commit like 15 penalties in one half? So, I mean, we'll see what happens, but I like this Purdue team. They have a lot of talent. I like Aiden O'Connell. I don't like their play calling, but they have good talent. I'm sticking with the Terps though. Home game for Maryland. It isn't like a big road game well, it is a big road game, but Maryland's not a ranked team. I think it's going to be close. I definitely think Purdue could end up winning it, but I'm going to go with Maryland in a close one. Another high scoring affair here. The exact opposite of Illinois, Iowa. This is going to be through the roof in scoring. Very good one to watch at noon, if you have the Big Ten Network.
Now we go back to the SEC, where newly ranked number 1 Alabama will take on Texas A&M. Texas A&M beating Alabama last year. Alabama a 96.2% chance to win. Alabama's a 24-point favorite. Over under is 51.5. Yeah, give me Bama. I don't know how many points Texas A&M can actually even score. But I know Alabama's gonna at least drop 25-30. So yeah, give me Bama. Pretty comfortable.
Yeah, that's where Sam's going. He has the Crimson Tide over the Aggies. For me, this Texas A&M team, I mean, this is kind of the exact same scenario. They came into the game 3-2. Bama was undefeated. They were number 1 team in the country, and Texas A&M got the huge upset at home, knocking off Alabama, and getting a massive upset. And now Bama gets another chance at Texas A&M at home. they're getting their revenge, and they're gonna get revenge big. I am calling big on this one. Bama is about to beat the brakes off of Texas A&M. This will not be close. I mean, this is the 8 o'clock CBS game. They're gonna try and hype it up, and it's not gonna live up to the hype. Goodbye,
No.
Texas A&M. You're going to 3-3, and it's not gonna be pretty.
Hey, if they're 3-3, what that means? That means they're gonna go 5-1 the rest of the year to make their way to 8-4. So the 8-4 is still alive and well. Now we move back to the ACC, where the Florida State Seminoles will take on the NC State Wildcats in North Carolina.
Wolfpack, you mean? But yeah.
Or Wolfpack, not Wildcats. I don't know why I was looking at that. Wolfpack, 60.6% chance to win for NC State. 3.5-point favorites are NC State, and 50.5 is the over/under. I like Florida State a lot, but on the road, I would have to give it to the better team, or at least an equal team. But on the road, I think NC State's just a slightly better team, and they're at home. So there's my answer. Give me NC State.
All right. Sam's going risky. He's got Florida State in the upset in Raleigh over at NC State. Another one of those 50-50 games for me. This NC State team has a decent offense and a decent defense. Florida State has shown that they can play all kinds of different ways. So I think this will be a close game. I'm going to give the edge to the Wolfpack at home. I still think NC State will just sneak out with a close win against the Seminoles. Gonna be an interesting one, but I got the Wolfpack close.
All right, now we move on to the SEC. We got Mitch and Sam Shocker of the week. Arkansas versus number 23 Mississippi State. Mississippi State 75% chance to win. Mississippi State is an 8-point favorite, over under 61.5. I think I'm gonna barely favor Mississippi State because they're at home, and I like Mike Leach. I think Arkansas is a better team, but I think Mississippi State can win this game. Will they? Probably not, because Mississippi State is very known for climbing into the bottom of the rankings and instantly losing, but somehow finding their way back into the bottom of the rankings again very soon. But I think Mississippi State will narrowly edge this victory out. But Arkansas would go to 3-3. You gonna let that happen? Yeah, I'll still take Mississippi State in a close one, but I'm not confident in this pick at all.
All right. Sam is sticking with his shocker. He has the Razorbacks getting the win on the road against Mississippi State. And yeah, I'm sticking with my shocker too. I like Arkansas on the road against the Bulldogs in the upset. This Mississippi State team, I mean, they have their one loss came on the road against LSU. This Mississippi State team has not really impressed me all that much. I mean, they're decent, but they're not great. They're ranked at 23 now, but I think this Arkansas team is the better team. I mean, playing in Starksville is obviously not easy, but I like this Arkansas team. I love their offense. I love KJ Jefferson. I love Jaden Hazelwood. I like their offense a lot. Their defense is okay. It's nothing special, but it's certainly it's certainly serviceable. So I like this Arkansas team. I like them to get the win, jump back into the rankings this weekend.
Them cowbells will be ringing though. Them cowbells.
Oh yeah.
Them cowbells will be loud. All right, now we've got the NBC/Peacock game. You've got the 16th ranked BYU Cougars on the road taking on the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. Notre Dame's a 69.9% chance to win. Notre Dame's a 3.5-point favorite. Over/under is 52. Give me the upset. Give me the Cougars. Give me BYU. BYU's a better team. They're only favoring Notre Dame because Notre Dame's at home and they're Notre Dame. So don't trust your pine. They played decently and played pretty good on the road against North Carolina, but they kind of have owned North Carolina forever now. So give me the BYU Cougars in this one. They're gonna keep fighting to be the best Power 5 or non-Power 5 team, even though they're technically independent. They're not Group of 5, but they're fighting to be the best non-Power 5 team. So give me the Cougars in a good one.
Yeah, big game in South Bend for both teams. Sam has BYU. He does have the Cougars winning this one. I think this is going to be a really good game. This BYU team only loss being on the road against Oregon. So, I mean, maybe they lose another one. I mean, I think this can go either way. I see BYU making this a really good game. Notre Dame, of course, 2-2. Um, it's a really hard game to choose, but Notre Dame, without their starting quarterback, their offense is absolutely anemic. I don't like it because I'm not the biggest because it's a road game and Notre Dame doesn't really lose games at home unless it's a Marshall apparently. But this Notre Dame team is not terrible. But I'm gonna go with BYU in a very close game on the road. They get a huge win against Notre Dame.
Sounds good. I don't know why this is number 5, but we got the second or third ranked Ohio State Buckeyes going on the road to East Lansing, take on the Michigan State Spartans. Ohio State 88% chance to win. Ohio State's 26.5-point favorite. Over under is 64. Yeah, it's in East Lansing. Minnesota also destroyed them in East Lansing. This is a much better team than Minnesota. What's Ohio State's best strength? Their pass game. What's Michigan State's worst thing? Their secondary. What happened last year? Their secondary got destroyed. Yeah, give me Ohio State in a landslide. As much as I hate to say it, give me Ohio State in a landslide. They're just by far the better team.
Yeah, one time during the year I'll root for Michigan State, and it's not gonna be close. Sam also has Ohio State winning this one. He has the Buckeyes beating Michigan State. I guess let's never switch this one up to the top. I just left it here because it would have been a good game earlier. Just never changed it. But Ohio State, yeah, they're probably gonna. I don't think it'll necessarily be a huge wipeout because it is in East Lansing. Michigan State does get up to play the bigger teams. I don't think Michigan State is going to get blown off the floor, but I still think Ohio State's going to win it.
Yeah, for sure. And then we move on back to the SEC where we get the 8th ranked Tennessee Volunteers going on the road to take on the 25th ranked LSU Tigers. LSU's a 58.3% chance to win. Tennessee is a 3-point favorite. Over under is 63.5. This is a tricky one because it could very easily be Tennessee looking ahead. Because their next game
is Alabama
against Alabama. They could very much be looking ahead. I think Tennessee still wins, though. I'm not a big believer in this LSU team. I'm not. I think they can make it very close, and I think LSU can very much win this game. But I've been a decent supporter of Tennessee all year. They haven't proved me wrong yet. So I'll stick with Tennessee on this one. But definitely watch out for this one because they could get caught looking forward to the big game next week. But I also just really don't think LSU's that great of a team.
All right, Sam agrees with you as he is taking Tennessee to beat LSU on the road in Death Valley. This is where I'm going to differ from you guys because I'm taking LSU in the upset. Yeah, I mean, you knew it because I don't like Tennessee's team, but I mean, honestly, this LSU team, this is a home game for the Tigers. This Tennessee team doesn't really have a defense. And it's going to be all offense for Tennessee. I mean, they're going to have to be able to outscore LSU if they want to win this game. And I mean, this LSU defense, they got good players. They got some serious talent on the defensive end. I like this LSU squad. I mean, like I said in the previous video when we talked about reviews, this LSU team is wildly inconsistent. They have moments where they look like a top 25, top 20, top even like 15 team. I mean, they look outstanding. But then they have other moments where they look like one of the worst teams in the country. I mean, it's just they gotta find a happy medium. They gotta find a consistency. And I think this could very well be the game of where LSU finds their consistency. I like Jaden Daniels. When that guy is on, man, he is really stinking good. Yeah, when he's on. But he is outstanding when he is on fire. I mean, that guy, when he gets going, good luck stopping him because you won't. But I like this LSU team, especially at home. I give them the upset against the Volunteers in the shootout.
Fair enough, and we move on to the Red River rivalry, where the Texas Longhorns and the Oklahoma Sooners will play in the Cotton Bowl. Texas is a 68% chance to win. Texas is a 7-point favorite, over under 65.5. This all depends on the quarterbacks that are playing. It could be both the backups playing. Dylan Gabriel could come back, but he's still technically being treated last I checked for concussion protocol. And Quinn Ewers could be back.
No, that would be a showdown.
If Dylan Gabriel's back and Hudson Card's not, it depends. Whoever's starting quarterback is back will probably win. Oklahoma has absolutely owned Texas in this series for the longest freaking time, so it's like hard for me to pick Texas. Oklahoma has not looked good though. And especially with the concern about Harmon and Gabriel, I think this is the year that Texas finally breaks through. Not confident in it because it's Texas. I'm never going to be confident picking Texas, ever. But I'll take Texas.
And that's what Sam has too, as he has the Texas Longhorns knocking off the Oklahoma Sooners in the Red River Showdown. I really wish they still called it the Red River Shootout. It would have been so. It really would have been so perfect for this game, calling it the Red River Shootout. I mean, not only does it make sense for both states, but it makes sense for the game itself because it always ends up being a shootout now. So it just would be so fitting. But of course, they got rid of it because of gun violence. But whatever. But this is going to be an outstanding game. Once again, expect a crud ton of points. Neither of these two are going to stop each other. Whether it's the backups or the starters, they're not going to stop each other. It's going to be an absolute shootout. And I like Texas to get the win in a shootout. I think this Oklahoma team, their defense has looked absolutely terrible. Texas has actually looked okay-ish defense. In other words, Texas's defense has looked less bad than Oklahoma's. So I'll take the Texas defense to play a little bit better than Oklahoma. Therefore, Texas will end up winning the game.
Or we can just get what we had last year, where we had Texas jump out huge and then blow it.
And then blow the entire thing, and then Oklahoma ends up winning 55-20.
And that's why I hate to pick Texas, because I'm scared they just can't beat Oklahoma to save their lives. Anyway, we move on to the Fox Pac-12 game. We've got the Utah Utes, 11th ranked, going on the road to the 15th ranked UCLA Bruins. I'm pretty sure I already know who Mitch is picking, but we've got the Utah Utes at a 68% chance to win. Utah is a 4.5 point favorite. Utah is 65. Its over/under is 65. Give me the Utes. It's just like Brian Kelly. Wins a big game. Gonna lose the next one. I still think UCLA is a great team, and I think there's a very good chance they win this football game, but I just think Utah's a better team, and they've really started hitting their stride, I feel. I mean, they look decent against ASU, but by decent, I mean they only won 34-6. And then they absolutely annihilated Oregon State last week. Obviously, UCLA with the huge win against Washington, but give me the Utes. I trust them a bit more. I think they're the better team, and I think they'll win.
Sam has the upset. He has UCLA getting the win at home in the Rose Bowl, knocking off the Utah Utes in the big win, keeping the Bruins undefeated. I think this is a total 50-50 game. This Utah team, has looked better and better since the opening Florida loss. I'm not Jacob knows I'm not the biggest fan of the Utes. They're a good team though. I mean, they have certainly exceeded my expectations. Cam Rising has looked pretty good. Utah's defense has been solid and really what I expected was their offense would not do anything, and it's been much better than I anticipated. I think this is a 50-50. I'll give the slight edge to the home team, so I'll take UCLA. I could totally see Utah winning this game. I'm not really confident in this one. I don't like Utah. That's why I'm really taking UCLA. But I think this is a 50-50. Either team can win. I like Dorian Thompson-Robinson or DTR. Same difference. Good QB. Of course, they also got Zach Charbonnet. Outstanding running back. Us Michigan fans would know what that man is capable of. But really good running back. He's a big part of that UCLA offense. it's going to be really dependent on what those two do for the UCLA Bruins. If they play well, I think UCLA wins. If they don't, Utah's going to win this one.
And now we go. For the first time ever, College Game Day is at David Booth Kansas Memorial Stadium in Lawrence, Kansas. For the 19th ranked Jayhawks will be hosting the 17th ranked TCU Horned Frogs. TCU is a 68% chance to win. TCU is a 7-point favorite. Over under 67.5. Same thing it's been all year. Just because their name is Kansas don't mean they're bad. I'm telling you, this Kansas team is good. I picked them for my shocker. I'm picking them in this too. I'm completely picking them outright for the upset. Give me the Jayhawks to win this game and prove that they are the best team the Big 12 has to offer. Give me the Jayhawks. Prove the doubters wrong, Jalen Daniels. The better Jay Daniels.
Yeah, believe it or not, Jalen Daniels, Jaden Daniels, I believe they're cousins, which is...
Oh, really?
I believe that, I think I heard that somewhere, that those two are actually cousins. Which I heard that, I was like, wow, that actually kind of makes sense. But,
it's gonna be a high scoring game.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be a fantastic game. First time ever that we're going to have College Game Day in Lawrence, Kansas. It's going to be an unbelievable atmosphere, I think. The fact that Kansas is undefeated, the fact that TCU is undefeated still, and that both teams are ranked. I mean, go figure. I guarantee you, there's no way that anybody at this point in the season would have said, yeah, there's absolutely no one that would have said, yeah, this is going to be the best game of this week. No one would have said this would have been game of the week. In fact, everyone probably would have said Texas-Oklahoma is going to be the best game of the week. And crazily enough...
There's a better game in the conference.
Yeah, exactly.
There's not even the best Big 12 game of the week.
I know, that's the crazy part. And what's weird is it's going to be the first time since 1998 that Texas and Oklahoma would play each other as unranked teams. Since 1998, both teams are now going to be unranked playing each other. That I find absolutely astonishing. But yeah, this TCU Kansas game is going to be unbelievable. Sam has the TCU Horned Frogs. He has TCU getting the getting the win in Lawrence, Kansas.
Which he'll be doing that game too.
Yes, he'll
go on site for the games.
I don't really know. Maybe I think he does.
Because that's gonna be a crazy place.
I don't think he goes on site. I think he goes to like the Big 12 Command Center, and he just looks, and he has like all the different streams of I think the game there.
Makes sense because I think the Big 12 Command Center's in Texas.
Yeah, I think it definitely is. But this is gonna be a big game. Kansas 5-0 and ranked now for the first time since 2009. I am really impressed by this Kansas team. I thought with Iowa State that might be... I mean, I still picked Kansas since it was a home game and they had looked good at that point. I didn't really necessarily think they would actually win, though, and they actually did. They beat Iowa State. I mean, this Kansas team at every single turn has proved everybody wrong. They beat West Virginia. They beat Houston. They beat Iowa State. They have done everything right. Now they have another big opportunity, now playing a ranked team at home, another team who's trying to prove themselves. TCU, after a blowout of Oklahoma, which came out absolutely nowhere. I am very excited for this game. Unfortunately, I'll be at work, so I'll be paying more attention to Michigan playing Indiana than I will this, but I might just switch over if the Wolverines start blowing out Indiana. Please start blowing out Indiana. I want to listen to this game so bad.
That was like me wanting to watch. I think it was Kansas Duke, but I was too busy watching Michigan Maryland because they couldn't win. They couldn't pull away.
Yeah, but this is gonna be a really good game. I really badly want to. I badly want to take Kansas, but I feel like this might be their letdown week. I am going with the Jayhawks, so you know what? I'm going with the Jayhawks. I'm taking Kansas. I'm giving them the home win. I love this
Rock
TCU
Chalk.
team. I love this TCU team. They've looked really stinking good. And I definitely think TCU could end up winning this game, remain undefeated. But this Kansas team, they just have better wins. They played better teams, and I mean, they beat. I mean, West Virginia on the road, Houston on the road, Iowa State. That's not an easy team. I mean, they've beaten so many good teams. And TCU, I mean, they just beat Oklahoma, of course, but their only other really big win, I think, is Colorado. Colorado sucks. I mean,
Yeah.
I think this definitely could go either way, but Kansas has the better wins. They've looked really good, and really all of them so far too. I love Jalen Daniels, so I'm gonna give it to Kansas. I
Let's
can't believe
go.
I'm picking Kansas again, but I can't
Let's
pick against them. They
go.
haven't given me a reason to.
Kansas, let's go. They showed you they can score offensive points in the West Virginia game. They showed you they can win defensive slugfest when they played Iowa State. They can win in any way you want them to. But that's going to be it for Week 6 picks. Enjoy your Week 6. That is Mitch. I'm Jacob. Go watch the rankings review. Other than that, hope you have a great rest of your day. Peace.
Adios.